What's popping with shaking? This is a quick little short video. Because as strong as I am, I need to share this advice with somebody else that ain't as strong as I am as a person. When you know that you've done everything you can do, and you know that you're doing the right thing, don't let people in their pity party try to sway you to move the way they want you to move. You gotta be like a tree. I don't care how hard the wind blow. If that tree is rooted down deep in that dirt, it ain't going nowhere. Them branches might be moving, them leaves might fall off, but that's all good. That tree ain't going nowhere. So if you know that you're doing the right thing, don't ever let people in their pity parties make you do something different. Because I'm kind of in that situation right now where the pity party is starting and I'm standing strong in my conviction to do what I do because I know what I've done in the past. And I don't care about the present, nor do I care about the future. I only care about what I did in the past when it was my time to do it. So what I'm not going to do, and I have to say it the way it was put to me, was I'm not giving them a Tyler Perry moment. I'm not. Because life don't work that way. I didn't get a Tyler Perry moment when I wanted one. So I'm not giving you a Tyler Perry moment now that you need one. Not going to happen. So, But when I talk to some people because of the situation, it's like, oh, you're being mean. Oh, you're going to regret this. Oh, and they don't understand. I had to talk to somebody that I know would give me the right answer. And if I was being mean, they would look at me and say, Joseph, now you know, but that's not what I got from this person. I got, you know you did all that you can do. So you don't have to give them what they're looking for. Because it's their moment, not yours. And I agreed. I agreed so wholeheartedly. Because one thing I'm not, people say it all the time and say, oh, you're so mean, you're so mean. But I'm really not a mean person. I can be mean, but I'm not mean. So when people try to sit and tell me what I'm doing is mean, I know it's not mean. But if you hear something enough from enough people, you start to sit and say, well, maybe I am just being an ass. Maybe I do need to step outside myself and look at this situation in a different way. But then, when somebody that really has no interest in the situation at all tells you that you're doing the right thing, hey, Maurice, when somebody that has no idea about the situation tells you you're doing the right thing, it makes it all better. Because I ain't gonna lie, part of me felt like you just being mean. I knew what I felt. I knew that I was rooted in what I knew I was going to do and what I wanted to do. And the wind started blowing. That's the people. And the people started moving my tree because they started coming like a tornado. Oh, you should do this. Oh, you should do that. Hey, Tyrone and Famous. Oh, you should do this. Oh, you should do that. Oh, you should do this. Oh, no, you shouldn't do that. You're being mean. I'm not being mean. I'm not. I'm not getting into all that on this video because y'all don't need to know all my business like that. But those of you that know what I'm talking about know that I have tried in the past. I've tried more than once. I've tried more than twice. I've tried more than 3 times to make it right. And it's still not right. But now, y'all want me to step outside myself and do what it is y'all want me to do because it's going to look pretty, like a movie. Life ain't like a movie. And just like I was told, people like to say, well, it is what it is. But it also ain't what it ain't going to be. So, you know. I'm just saying somebody needs to hear this message because I know somebody's like me standing strong in the decision they're making and people are trying to make them feel bad about what they're doing. And I'm here to tell you that if you know you have done all that you can do, then you need to stand there like a tree rooted in the ground and stand your ground. Don't let people change your mind. Because in the past, I have let people change my mind on things that I said I wasn't going to do, and I did them, and I felt worse than had I just stood in my truth. Because see, people have a tendency when things go wrong with other people to feel sorry for them. I don't feel sorry for nobody. You didn't feel sorry for me, I don't feel sorry for you. That's just how I roll. I give people what they give me, period. And when it's your time for suffering and sorrow, I don't give a fuck. And that's just real. You didn't give a fuck about me, I don't give a fuck about you. That's the problem with people. Like my mother used to always tell me, babe, I love you. And I would look at her and say, and I love you for loving me. And she said to me one day, wait a minute, you always say that. What if I didn't love you? I said, why would I waste my time loving you? Why? Why do y'all waste your time on being nice to people just because they sick or just because they dying or just because, why? You don't like them. They did something to you. They treated you like dirt. And now all of a sudden, because they going through something, you're supposed to feel sorry for them. And all is supposed to be forgiven and fly out the window. Shit don't work that way. Shit don't work that way. But then your friends and people around you pressure you. Oh, well, you know this. Oh, you know that. Oh, no, bitch. I know I don't like that bitch when they was well and walking. And fuck them that they dying. I don't care. It may sound mean and cold, but it's just so phony to me. I know so many people that didn't like people, and then you hear, oh, they died. Oh, my God, I feel so bad. Feel bad for what? You made this bitch life a living hell when they was alive. What do you feel bad for? Hey, Sunrise, what do you feel bad for? That's the problem. People don't live in their truth. Live in your whole entire truth. Not when somebody's up and well and you can treat them like shit and you can be mean to them and then all of a sudden they get sick or they die and now all of a sudden you feel bad and you sorry. No. Live in that same truth and have that same energy now that the bitch is sick. Now that the bitch is dead. Ain't nothing changed. Ain't nothing changed. Your whole spirit and heart didn't change because that happened. No, you want a pity party with everybody else now because now you feel bad because you was treating this person mean. See, I don't treat people mean. I'm not a mean person. I treat people the way they treat me. So if Joe is treating you a certain type of way, what you need to sit back and ask yourself is, what did you do to him to make him treat you that way? But people don't never ask themselves that. They don't never ask themselves that. They don't never say, oh, well, you know, I started treating him like a dog, so then he started throwing kibble at me. No, they don't do that. No, they don't do that. It's always, you got a problem. You're the one with the problem. You started doing this. You started doing that. But then when you take them back, if they have that, if they bold enough to have that conversation with you, and you start taking them back and go, well, remember when, and remember this, and remember that, and you started this, and you did that. So when I questioned you, you said it was nothing, but you continued to treat me this way, and blah, 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 blah. Then all of a sudden things, you know, now they either don't know, or they coming up with excuses, or, you know, whatever. I just don't get it. I don't get it. And it makes me mad that I sat here. But sometimes you need to go through things. Because you need to understand that when you convicted in something and you know you've done all you can do, don't let people sway your mind. Don't let people change your decision. But I kept feeling like I was being mean. And I kept feeling like, you know, I know some of y'all don't believe in zodiac signs, but I kept feeling I was letting the Aries in me take over, and I wasn't going to bend, and I was just going to stay stubborn and not move, and you know, like a ram, my head was pressed against the tree, and I'm gonna knock it down one way or another, and that's how I felt. So I had to talk to somebody that was a biased opinion, somebody who didn't care about the situation one way or another, and when they told me, because I said this is going to be, I'm going to try to make it as short as possible, but you need to know the backstory. And when I told him the backstory, he said, do you not hear what you're saying? I said, oh, I know what I'm saying. I said, but I'm tired of people trying to make me feel like I'm wrong. And he's like, they want you to feel wrong because they want that Tyler Perry moment. And with you, that's not going to happen because I know you as a person. I said, exactly. I said, but I don't want to come out and be mean and say, I don't care. Because there's a part of me, I do care. But just because I care don't mean that I'm going to change the way I'm thinking or change the way I feel. I don't want nobody in pain. I don't want nobody to suffer. I watched my mother go through that. I wouldn't wish that on nobody. So, yes, I care in that degree. I care because I don't want anybody that I love to suffer. But I don't care because at times in my life when I needed you, you was nowhere to be found. Nowhere to be found. Didn't even care. I told you everything wrong with me. And you didn't give two shits. So why do I care now? That's not being mean. That's just being real. It's just being real. It's not being mean, it's being real. See, people take that as being mean because you forgive. I've been forgiving you. I forgave you a long time ago. But just because I forgive you don't mean that I got to be in your face. It don't mean that I got to be on the phone calling you every day. It don't mean we got to hold hands and go skipping through the mall. That's not what that means. It means that I forgive you. I release you from my life. I release the hold you have on my life because I'm not mad. I'm not angry. I've moved on. And I don't have to tell you that. I don't. I don't have to tell you that. Because you want a Tyler Perry moment? Well, here's one. Like he said, forgiveness ain't for you, it's for me. The forgiveness is for me to move on, not for you to come up out of your mental state of sorrow and pity and whatever else you may feel. That ain't what my forgiveness is for. My forgiveness is for me to release you out of my life and move on with my life and not and get rid of that negative energy surrounding you when it comes to you in my life. That's what that's about. Just like with this new house we moved into, people keep telling me in Trammell all the things that the person that lived there before us. Thank God I still got I didn't do it in my old house. Thank God I still got my care package that Sunrise sent me because I'm going to sage my house. I am going to do all that I need to do to get all of that negative vibe out of my house. And I believe it's the negative vibe in there. I believe it. And I got all my sage and stuff that I won when I was on her channel. I still haven't used it, but I'm going to use it because, hearing what these people did and how they lived, that house needs to be saged severely. Because when a bunch of Caucasians are happy that two black men moved in, child, the Caucasians that lived there before us, honey, was turning it. Yes. Yes, Sunrise. I just, y'all, I don't mean to rant, but I know somebody needed to hear that message because I know, and because I consider myself a strong person. Actually, I'm stronger than a lot of people, than a lot of average people when it comes to certain things. And if people can make me feel the way I was feeling before I had my conversation, I know that the average person who isn't as strong as me needs to hear that message. Because it's just, And for you people that are the wind, trying to convince people to do what it is you want them to do what it is that you want them to do, leave them alone. They know what they're doing. Leave them alone. Stop trying to make them feel bad. Stop trying to make them feel some kind of way. Stop trying to make them, they know what they're doing. And you know people, if you don't move the way they want you to move, it ain't right. But one thing I can say about me is I have never been the person to move the way people wanted me to move. Never, ever, never. Y'all know that. Y'all know my story I told y'all. I ain't never thought nothing was wrong with me. Can't nobody change me. I'm going to do what I want to do, how I want to do it, because that's just who I am. But I'm not going to lie and say that I can't be pressured. Like, especially in the situation is a little more, if you knew what it was, you would understand why I'm getting pressured, why I feel like I'm getting pressured, and why they're trying to pressure me. And it's like, get up off my neck. Like, seriously. Today I just couldn't do it. I was just like, ugh. And even when I was telling the story, I called my pastor. I ain't gonna lie. I called my pastor and I was like, I need you. And he was like, oh, if you calling me, I know it's something. Because I know you. I was like, you know me, I figure stuff out. I make it happen. I'm not one to ask for help. I don't ask for help. But when I ask for help, trust me, I need it. And I just told him, I was like, Pastor, even explaining the situation to him, I was mad because I broke down and cried. And I was like, I don't want to do this. Because in my mind, it felt to me like you really ain't over it because you're crying. But that's not true. Things still hurt you. Even though you over them, you still can get hurt by things in the past. You still have those feelings. It doesn't mean that you're holding on to them. It just means that you're human, you're a person. And that's the one thing I have to understand. As much as I say, and Sunrise, if you're still here, you can agree with me or not. As much as I like to say I'm not driven by emotions, Aries people are nothing but emotions. We're a bundle of emotions, and we let our emotions drive us severely. So, as much as I try not to let my emotions drive me, I just let them take over. And I try not to, but I've realized the older I get, I just give into it. Passionate. Right. It's passion. Like, I just get passionate about something, and it just works me up. And it's, as much as I try to control it, I can't. And I've always wished I can control that. But I always give in. Always give in. Always. And sometimes it was a bad thing. Because, you can't just give in to wanting to punch somebody in the face. But I did. But, it's just, child. Sometimes, let me tell you something. As soon as this check hit, we having a reading. Believe that. As soon as this check hit, we getting a reading. Because the brother a little broke right at this moment. Like, I need that check to hit, like, right now while I'm waiting for Tramel. Yeah, but I just, I'm just, it's just, I don't like when people, you know what it is? I feel like I'm being forced, and I don't like to feel forced. I don't like to feel like my back is up against the wall and I only have one way out. Like, I don't like that feeling. Right, stimulated, like your name says. Selena, stimulated. Oh, I'm going to stimulate your pockets as soon as that check comes, trust me. I just, I don't know. It's just, I don't know. Maybe because I'm about to turn 50 next month, and Tramel keeps telling me I'm going to see things different, and I'm going to see things in a whole different light, and I'm going to see things completely different when 50 hit. And I'm like, if I see anything more different than what I see at 49, I'm gonna have x-ray vision. But I just, maybe he's right, and maybe I am starting to see things different and have a different view on things and a different understanding for things. And oh, we got when we need to talk about that too. We need to talk about that. I just it's just so much. My mind is just it moves too fast. It moves too fast. I start a project or I get excited about something, and then when I realize I can't learn it in a day or two, then I lose interest and I don't want to deal with it no more, and I move on to the next thing. I've always been like that, and it's horrible unless it's something that I really, really, really want. And if it's something I really, really, really want, I make it happen for myself, no matter how long it takes. But it's, some things I'll just be like, oh, I want to learn that, I want to do that. And the next thing you know, I'll get everything I need, and I sit there and I'm like, okay, this is boring me. It's taking too long. I know I shouldn't do that. I know I shouldn't. I'm very impulsive. Very impulsive. That's why me having money is a bad thing. 'Cause, child, I will say, no, you don't need to spend no money, but then I make all kind of excuses why I need to spend the money, especially when I was working. I'd be the first one to walk in the store and see a pair of Prada shades and be like, I don't need those. I'm not going to spend $1,000 on a pair of shades. And then as I'm walking out the store, I'm like, fuck it, I work every damn day. I deserve something, and I'll go back and buy it. I make excuses because I'm impulsive as hell. And then I have a pair of Prada shades now I wore one time. And that was when I went to Miami. One time. And they $1,000. And Tremel knows. One thing Tremel knows is don't mess with my shades. And he don't. He really don't. He don't touch them. He put them away nice and neat for me. I'm like, don't mess with the shades. I'm very impulsive and I just make a mistake. Yeah, that's the Aries in me. Just impulsive, just make decisions and just... Then after I spend up all my money, I'm sitting there going, why did I do this? Well, I could take that back. No, I ain't taking that back. Well, I could take that. Nope, I need that to go with that. So I make excuses why I'm not returning nothing. But I haven't done that in a very long time. Because, I just don't have it like that no more, which is fine. It's fine. I've adjusted to my new way of living, even though I didn't want to, but I have. I had no choice. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm looking because I'm trying to see what these people are doing because I'm waiting for Tremel outside of this doctor's office. And, yeah. He in the doctor's office, boo. He had a doctor's appointment today. So, that's why I'm on live on Facebook. We may go live later on when we get home. Joe Meller's next to me in the car because, he thinks he's supposed to go everywhere we go. And because, they won't let me in with him. Normally, before all of this, we go in together and all of that. But now, we have to sit in the car. No, boo, I don't work no more. I'm actually disabled. I'm on dialysis. So, yeah. I tried to work while I was on dialysis. Charlie tried to kill me. That I was loving the money because I was working at Planet Fitness. I ain't do nothing too strenuous. I said, oh, customer service at Planet Fitness? Child, that's my forte. I can do it face-to-face. I did it over the phone. All I have to do is stand there and check people in, child. Then I had to find out that I had to clean the gym. Then, because when I worked at night, in the morning, the gym was so sparkling clean, she wanted me to work overnight. I told her that's fine. I just can't do it on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays because I go to dialysis. Oh, Oh, no problem. I told her all of that before she hired me. All I know is I'm working, getting off work at 6 o'clock, going to dialysis, and I got to stay there for 4 hours. So I'm leaving dialysis at like 10, 11 o'clock in the morning. And then she scheduled me to come back to work that Tuesday at 2:30 in the afternoon. When do I sleep? The 4 hours in the dialysis chair? Because when I leave home, when I get home, by the time I get home, 11:30, 12 o'clock, I had to turn around and go back to work. I didn't want to quit the job, but it was literally killing me. And I was like, you know what? I'd rather be alive and have this little disability check than be alive, be dead with a disability check and a paycheck. Because even though I was loving that little extra money, I just couldn't do it. It's too taxing. It's too much. It's way, way, way too much to do when you're just so drained and tired. It's hard. It's hard. It's hard. And then I told her, I was like, you know what? I already see she ain't listened to that. So when my 9 months was up and then I could only work a certain amount of time, I knew she was going to screw that up. Because if you didn't listen to me with the days that I had to work, I know when it comes to scheduling me for time, you ain't going to do it. So it was like, let me just quit. It broke my heart. I ain't never could say it broke my heart to quit a job, because most of the times when I quit, it was deserving and I was glad to go. But I loved my job at Planet Fitness. I did. I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. But I just could not do it. I just could not. It was killing me slowly. And I just couldn't do it. So I said, all right, well, let me live off this little disability check and learn how to do it. And I did. So, it's hard when, and Erin used to work at Comcast, so it's hard when the check you have to spend in a month, that was actually your paycheck for 2 weeks. So when you spend it up, you sitting there going, okay, where's the next one? Why I didn't get paid? And you realize, oh damn, I only get a check once a month. So yeah, it's like that. But it is what it is. I ain't hungry. I ain't missing nothing. I live in a fabulous house that I could pay the rent for. So I'm good. I'm good. It took me a minute to realize I'm good because, I'm an Aries. I always want more. And I want more and I want bigger and I want more. But I had to realize that sometimes more and bigger isn't always necessary and doesn't always mean the best. It just means it. Right, keep it in my pockets. Child, what are they in there doing to my husband, honey? He been in there for an hour already. And it is so amazing. Let me tell y'all. I know some of y'all gonna get mad when I say this, but white people, well, let me rephrase what I was about to say. I would rather deal with white people than black people. Now, the reason why I say that is because at least with white people, if they like you, they like you. If they don't, they don't. And they're going to let you know it. They're not going to smile in your face and pretend. They're going to let you know it. Our people will smile up in your face and stab you in the back and still come and sit at your table and eat your food and just be stabbing you in the back the whole time and you don't have a clue. You thinking that this person is like your good Judy, honey. And meanwhile, they kicking your back in. Because since we have moved in our new house, Tramel met some of the first neighbors that introduced themselves to him. And he was like, oh, yeah, I'm Tremel and my husband. And they was like, oh, great. We have movie nights and things like that. Can't wait to have you guys over when the weather breaks and the coronavirus and da-da-da-da-da. And I'm like, okay. Okay. Because, when he tells people I be braced. Hey, uncle. I be braced waiting for the negative. Then he met the other neighbors. And, hey, this is my husband. Oh, great. How you doing, Joseph? Da, 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 da. And then I had to step outside myself and say, 9 times out of 10, if this would have been black people, this wouldn't have went over this way. It just wouldn't have. It really wouldn't have. Because we did a show last night on 2 Mics Up. And that's what we was talking. We wasn't really talking about race relations. We was talking about bridging the gap between the LGBTQ and Black Lives Matter. Well, not Black Lives Matter, but black people, period. And it's just, me and Tremel got a call afterwards, and we was told that we changed a lot of people's mind that was watching, and we gave them things to think about. And really, that's why we did the show. Not necessarily to change people's mind, but just make them more sensitive and aware to how we feel, to how what they're saying and doing makes us feel. Because a lot of times people are bullies and they don't realize, they know what they're doing, but they don't take a time to realize the psychological damage they're doing to somebody. And last night, it was good. I posted it on my page, so if y'all want to check that out, y'all can. It was me and Tremel, and then 2 straight men. One was an actor, and one owns his own entertainment company. And it was really, 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 I enjoyed it. I always enjoy it when I'm on 2 Mics Up, always. Because the first one, I did a podcast with them by myself. And my podcast went over so well, and they got so many questions that they wanted to do a part 2. And they did part 2 on YouTube because with the part 1 being a podcast, people wanted to see me. They saw a picture of me, but they actually wanted to see me while I was talking. So I told them, because they're just really getting into YouTube thing. And I was telling them last night, that most people that come to YouTube, they want to see. They don't mind hearing, but they want to see. Even if they listen to ASMR, they're watching while they're listening. So they understood. They understood. So they're gonna do more. They're gonna do more visual videos. So. But yeah, that was fun last night. I advise y'all to go check it out. It's on my page. It's on Tremel's page. It was real. It was good. It was good. And, I got feedback from the podcast. Like, people was like, you should have said this. You should have said. And honestly, they made valid points and things that I should have said. And I'm like, you're right. But it was just so much at one time that it was like, oh, you can't remember everything when you're doing an hour show. And then last night, they got a kick out of me and Tremel, because of course, me and Tremel, if you ever watch me and Tremel on our show, we were Joseph and Tremel. And they got a kick out of that because, we didn't always agree. Sometimes we agreed to disagree. He got his opinion about situations and I have mine. So it was a good podcast, y'all. But I am going to get out of here. I don't know where my husband is at other than in his doctor's. So hopefully he'll be coming out soon. But I know the last time he came here, it took forever. But hopefully he will be coming out of here soon, because it has been an exact hour that he's been in there. And I hope you guys enjoy your day. Dare to be different. Make sure you go over to the McCrae Kings YouTube page, like, subscribe, and if you want to become a night at our round table, if you see that join button, hit that join button. If you're on an Android phone, you see the join button. If you're on an iPhone or iPad, you're not going to see it. So you got to hit that little arrow and go in the description box, and it's there if you want to join and become a night at our round table. And I am going, hey, Trish, I am going to end this live right now, and I'm going to actually post it on YouTube because Tramel is in the doctor's office, and I'm going to give my YouTube people something to watch because I should be on right now, and I'm on Facebook. And I'm sure we'll be on YouTube later, but right now, I'm going to go. It's hot in this car. It's actually hot because I got the heat on. I need to turn that off. But anyway, I love you guys. Dare to be different. Walk in love, peace, and sunshine. And always remember, it's Team McCrae all damn day. Sunrise, I'm probably going to hit you up later. Because I need to make sure how to do everything you sent me. So I probably will hit you up later when I get home. And I will talk to you guys later. Love you. Peace.